this episode of the Fit Rockstar Show, we have 3-time Miss Bikini Olympia, the most decorated bikini competitor in history, Ashley Kaltwasser. Hey! Did I pronounce your last name? Okay.
No, but it's close enough. It's Kaltwasser, but I mean, I don't get offended if it's not pronounced right. I realize it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Is it German Wasser?
Yeah, it actually means cold water in German.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Nine.
Hey, wait, that's it. Okay. What is your nationality? So then you're half German then? You got
The majority is German, yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess Nordic countries. I got one of those DNA tests, so mostly German and some of like the Nordic countries like Swedish and Norway and stuff.
Oh, do you speak any other languages?
Unfortunately, no. I wish.
You wish. Okay.
I speak emoji. I mean,
you speak emoji? Yeah.
Well, type emoji. Does that count as another language?
I speak a lot of emojis as well. That's
legit. It's legit language these days.
That's right. So you're living in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
Are you originally from there?
No, I'm from Akron, Ohio.
Ohio?
Yeah, Midwest girl in the house, you know?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. I live in Indiana, so a little bit of Ohio. Or not, Midwest. You know what I mean. Anyway. So you started in bikini what year?
Technically 2011.
And what made you want to get into it?
So I was a athlete in college. I ran track, the 400-meter hurdles, and throughout my whole entire life, I was in some sport. So I was either in swimming or gymnastics, and then track I took the most serious. I ran track through middle school, high school, and then college. I got a scholarship to run the 400-meter hurdles. And the thing about, track is unless you make it to like the Olympics after college, it's pretty much done with, right? So, me being super competitive my entire life involved with sports, I felt so lost after I was done with college because I'm like, what? This is weird. I'm not training for anything. Like where's my life going at this point, basically? And I just felt like there was something missing there. So I followed my high school track coach on Facebook, and I would keep in touch with her every once in a while. And I saw that she competed in these like figure competitions, and I'm like, hey, that looks kind of cool. Like, And the more and more I saw, I was like, I want to give this a go. But when I went to the gym with her and kind of researched the sport more, I noticed, there's bikini too. That one looks like it's more for me. I would love to try that. So I started training. I did my first competition, and I freaking loved it, and I fell in love, and the rest is history.
So when did you get your pro status?
2012 at Team Universe.
Oh, the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So you stepped in 2011, and next year you got your pro card.
Yes.
And then when you had your eyes set on the Olympia, you qualified at what show?
I qualified at the Detroit Powerhouse Classic. Yeah. I believe that was the one. And, it's funny is like my goal when I did turn pro, when I turned pro status, I was like, I want to win one show and my career will be complete. I would be on top of the world. And I thought that would be it. And it's like, here I am today, like almost 10 years later, just amazed by like, whoa, took that way farther than I ever thought I would. So it's kind of cool.
So when you went to the Olympia, your first year, what was it like? What was the feeling going through you?
I was starstruck. I was just so happy to be even qualified for that competition. Just to step on stage with the girls that like I saw in magazines, and I would watch YouTube videos, and I saw how they competed, and I just like really looked up to them. And then it was so cool to me that I got to step on stage with them.
Who was your role model?
You know what? Amanda Latona, I always looked up to her. And I saw her in all the fitness magazines. And I just thought it was the coolest thing that I got to compete with her.
And speaking of that, you are a fitness model as well.
I suppose.
Your videos always crack me up. You're so great on the camera and funny, and you're very down to earth, which I love. But when you won tell me about when you won your Olympia title. What was going through your mind for that?
The 2013 Miss Bikini Olympia competition, when I won that was the happiest moment of my entire life. And I think what made it so amazing is I didn't expect to win and no one else expected me to win. I was literally just happy to be there. I was such an underdog. Like, no one's even really heard of me, you know, especially compared to these big names like Amanda, Latona, and stuff like that. I was like, just happy to be there. And then I said, like, to my coach, I was like, man, I'm happy to be here. Like, I'm like, this is it. This is like the top. And I was like, if I did get top 10 though, that would just be extra icing on the cake, right? So my expectations going in was like, just happy to be there. If I got top 10, that would be even better, but regardless, super happy. And then I remember when they did like the first call outs and prejudging, like, I didn't accept the fact that I was in first call out. I was like, I think they're doing it a new way this time. Like, I think they're doing like maybe first call out in reverse and first call out's actually last call out. Like, I was not convinced, you know, because I was like, there's no way I got in first call out.
Right.
Like, this is my first year at the Olympia. No one knows who I am. And look at all these other girls who are like already established and successful. Like, there's no way, you know?
Right.
And it didn't even hit me that I was actually in the first call out until, you know how when they're calling placings and they're like they go to like 5th place goes to 4th place. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. These girls are in my call out. They were keeping it like the real first call out. They didn't play any tricks like I thought they were.
So and you really thought that you were not in the first call out?
I did not think that.
Wow.
I was just like, there's no possible way. I'm a very realistic person, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, for me, I really was convinced that wasn't the real first call out. Right. It's like, they're trying something new this year. But yeah, I didn't realize it until they started calling the placings in reverse. I'm like, whoa, 3rd place? That girl was in my call out. Wait a minute.
Right.
And then I was like, that's when it got me. I'm like, holy crap.
Right.
I might be in like one of the top placings. And then they called 3rd and then 2nd. I'm like,
and you're like,
oh my God. And I was like, I think I won, but I didn't want to like celebrate yet on the sideline because I didn't want to look stupid if it was like a fluke or something. And they called my name and I just started crying because it was so unexpected. I was such an underdog. I think it was really, honestly, the happiest moment of my life. Not only did I make my goal of competing at the Olympia, but I exceeded it big time. I would have never saw that coming. Never. And so that was insane. And then like, after I won Olympia, I remember going back to my bartending job in Ohio, and I'm like, I quit. I'm quitting.
Wow.
I'm going to take this fitness thing seriously, and it's going to be my full-time job. So
you quit your bartending.
Yes.
So what was your drink of choice to make? Favorite drink?
I always thought the Sex on the Beaches were fun to make.
Sex on the Beach, baby.
Yeah. It's like if juice is half cranberry, half orange, vodka and triple sec, vodka and peach schnapps. There.
I know.
I can't remember most of them. I haven't had a drink in a long, long time, but.
Oh, you don't drink? So you don't drink?
No, because it can be so much. I'm just kind of like.
Right. You actually live the healthy, fit lifestyle.
Yeah. And you know something too? It's just like, I love just waking up in the morning, being full of energy and 100%. So,
sure.
You know.
So you went on to win not just 1, 2, 3 Olympia titles.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
That is crazy. So
wow.
Now you are the most decorated bikini competitor in history. Yeah. And I think it's 29 wins?
Yeah.
So did you surpass Dexter's?
He's at 29 too, but you know, I always like to say this, like, I realize that I'm bikini and he's bodybuilding. It is apples and oranges. It is much tougher to be a bodybuilder and win that many times.
Sure.
So like, I always have to say that because I never want people to think that I'm like comparing myself to him and his success, because that is the equivalent would me be winning 60 bikini shows or something, or even more to that 29, because it's tough for bodybuilding.
Well, even for you as a bikini competitor, it is very tough.
It is tough, yeah.
It's not easy.
Oh no, it's never easy.
And there's a lot of stuff that is involved with competing in bikini, right?
Yes.
I mean, give me an idea. The diet, for example, and the training.
The diet and training. So I think that like for what I'm trying to accomplish and how I stay on track so much is I'm very consistent. I stay consistent throughout the entire year. I don't let myself go too much further than like my stage leanness, right? So consistency and just dedication mostly. But the diet for bikini, obviously, with any other division is important too. Luckily for me, I'm not so much a foodie, so I don't have really bad cravings. I don't crave French fries. I don't crave nachos. Like, I'm happy with my, like, trifecta meals and stuff, you know, my
trifecta.
Woo! my meal prep, you know, like, because I've learned how to cook it in such a way and prepare it in such a way that, like, it's good tasting for me. And I think I've, like, trained my taste buds to kind of do the same. But I will say, if anything is tough with bikini, sometimes it can be a lot of mind games with yourself, because in bikini, out of all the divisions, it's the most subjective. So there's room for opinion. How lean is too lean? How soft is too soft? What if a lean bikini competitor goes against all these soft girls and you're going to look too lean, you know?
Right.
So whereas, like, maybe in bodybuilding, it's more like clear cut, like, okay, the leanest, the most symmetrical, the most conditioned, right? So there's room for opinion with bikini, and sometimes that can definitely get to your head a little bit. So I think, like, a lot of girls get discouraged if they don't do as well as they hope. But, you know, it's always changing, and it depends on who shows up, who's judging, and all that stuff. So I think if there's anything that makes bikini tough, it's the factor of it being a little bit subjective, more subjective.
So let's talk. Let's be real. As you know, you've been competing over and over and over again, and winning over and over again. Of course, you have a lot of fans. You have a lot of fans who are like, who don't want you to compete in these shows.
I mean, I wouldn't call them fans, but
I'm being nice.
Oh, we don't have to be nice.
You have a lot of haters who do not want you to compete because they think it's unfair that you're taking away an Olympia title. What is your Olympia shot? What is your thought on that?
Okay, I have such strong feelings on this.
Yeah, that's how I want to hear it from the champ.
And I will be so honest with you.
Let it out.
First off,
Joe Weider's Olympia here in Orlando, Florida.
A little bit strange coming out of Las Vegas for all of those years.
Good evening, and welcome to the event that nearly never happened.
There's been an absence of a particular group of people on this stage that are back tonight. Tonight I'm here to say, welcome back to Miss Olympia.
in bikini, do you know how many girls are qualified for Olympia? It's way more than any division.
Right.
Like in men's bodybuilding, it's going to be like, what, maybe 15 or something usually?
If that at most.
And for bikini, it's like high 30s.
Yes.
Like, come on. If anybody, honestly, it should be reversed, if anything, okay? I'm not trying to stand on stage on the diagonal for so long, you know, if there's 40 bikini girls. But not only that is, what is this weak-minded attitude? Like, oh no, she's taking all the spots. Oh no, cry me a river. Like, that's so sad. Oh, you know what? It wasn't easy for me to qualify either. It's not supposed to be easy, okay? It's not the point of the Olympia isn't to see how many people we can qualify for Olympia. It shouldn't be that way, because then it won't be prestigious, right? This is the most prestigious show of the year. It should be tough. And it was tough for me too. When I first started, it was tough. It was not easy. But with that being said, there are so many bikini shows out there that I'm not competing in all of them. So what's your excuse? Right. What's your excuse? And not only that, let's not forget there's a point system. Even if I were to win all the shows, there's a point system, and that's what it's there for. Right. And I think people should stop complaining. It's salty. They're being so salty. And honestly, I mean, actually, no, I take that back. Keep complaining. It actually motivates me, because it makes me want to compete more. Like, oh, you don't want me to compete? Cool. I'll compete more then. Thanks for motivation. But no, I'm not giving in to weak-minded people. No.
As you shouldn't.
No, and I'm doing me, right? And I'm doing me. I'm honestly not focused on other people. It's not like I'm researching to see who's competing in here. No. I just do it because it's fun. I love it. And why the heck not? I am in the perfect position to compete a lot. Right. The perfect position. Like, I don't have kids. I don't have like a family that I need to take care of.
Do you ever want kids?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. That could always change, but I don't.
Okay. All right.
I'm not really. Yeah.
No, I understand.
I'm too selfish for kids.
No, yes, I get it.
Too selfish for kids right now. I want my independence, but I'm in the perfect position. Like, I'm healthy. I love what I do. I'm super motivated. I have a sponsor that takes care of all my travel accommodations for shows. I have an awesome and supportive coach. I mean, I'm having the time of my life. So why the heck not? Like, I got to take advantage of this time where I'm free, available, healthy, excited, and just, I don't know. I'm just living my best life right now. That's all I got to say.
What is your ultimate goal with all this?
To be a legend.
To be a legend.
Yeah,
I mean,
to be a legend.
You are a legend now because you have, again, you're the most decorated bikini competitor in history.
I could be more of one, but, you know. I do try to take every opportunity that I can. So,
absolutely.
You know, I guess that is a hard thing to like say to be a legend, right? Because how do you define that really? But I think I have some more work to do for myself.
You recently competed in 2 shows in one weekend. Mm-hmm. How difficult was that?
You know, I would say the most difficult part of that was the sleep factor. It wasn't necessarily the travel, but the sleep. So for Texas, I didn't leave the venue till 10:45 p.m. on a Friday night. And like, I'm such a lightweight when it comes to sleep. Like, I go to bed at like 8 or 9. Oh. So that was tough for me. And I still had to go back to hotel room and eat and shower and catch up on all the social media stuff before I went to bed. But not only that, is like after shows, I have so much excitement and adrenaline. It's hard for me to sleep anyway. Like, I can't sleep the night after shows. I'm just like, oh, so excited. So yeah, that was tough. I would say the most difficult part. I was getting 3 hours of sleep like that whole week, but you know,
oh my gosh.
The travel wasn't bad. The tan was hard.
Really?
Because I had so many layers of tan on from Texas that like it was starting to like crack and flake off a little bit. You know what I mean? Just because when you put that many layers on, it's oof. So my skin hates me right now. It really does. I mean, it's starting to come off.
It looks good from over here, though.
Here,
you know?
I mean, I put some makeup on it, but it hates me. My skin's very dry right now.
So with all the shows, and the other thing that comes to mind is people want to know, well, she's doing all these shows. Mm-hmm. Why not just save it and just wait until the Olympia? Especially now that it's open for anyone.
Right.
So, I mean, what's your game plan with that? Because some people think that you're not going to come in as sharp for the Olympia.
Well, I would say the great thing about me is, well, I guess one of my advantages is I'm able to maintain pretty well. In fact, I do better if I maintain rather than contest prep off season. So, I guess that's one of the advantages of bikini too, is like you don't have to do anything too drastic or anything like that when it comes to training or diet. So I'm in a very happy spot of maintaining. And I will say though, I think I'm done till the Arnold for now, just in case I need to freshen up my physique a little bit. But I never really have the problem of not being able to hold on to my conditioning. Not this year anyway. In the past years, I've made stupid decisions with kind of going too hard in the off season and then, fluctuating a little too much. Mm-hmm. But I think I found my happy recipe for maintaining. And another reason why I compete so much, even all the way up to Olympia 2, basically, or up until this point anyway, is I'm always improving or seeing what I need to do to improve. Mm-hmm. This sport changes very quickly, and posing changes and criteria changes slightly, and you see other girls that, they're starting to get leaner, then you get leaner too. So it's kind of like every show I do, I learn something from it, whether it be something so small like, hair flip here, hair flip there, something super small like that, or, my makeup doesn't look good how I did it this way. I'm always trying to just dial in little minor details with every show I do and improve, So I've already competed 10 times this year, and I don't know how the girls do it that's already only competed once. I'm just like, how do you, I don't know. I get bored, man. I haven't, I competed on, what was it, Sunday? I'm already bored. Give me another show.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Wow.
But my coach is making me hold back till the Arnold.
Let's talk about your coach. Now, you've been with Adam?
Yes, Coach Adam.
And where's, what's the name of his company?
Team Elite Physique.
Team Elite Physique.
Yeah.
With the wings and the little, that's at the back. Is that his gym?
The Contest Prep Center.
Contest Prep
yes.
Center. Yeah. He is cool because tell us the story when you won one of your shows and then you got this badass ride.
Oh, yeah. So at the beginning of the year, Coach Adam said, Ashley, if you win 3 pro shows this year, I'll give you my car. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. So once I won 3 shows this year, he did just that. He gave me his car, and I've never had a nice car before.
It's a BMW.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm a very simple girl. I'm not very materialistic. I'm more about like experiences rather than material items. So I've never had like a nice car before.
That was funny. You're walking out of the wherever it was, and you're doing a handstand, and you're doing that challenge of getting into the car.
Right.
Yeah, that was fun. What a cool coach.
Yeah, he is. He's super cool. He said if I won the Olympia this year, he'd pay off my house.
So you're really strict now. Everything's ready to go because that would be a big.
I mean, strict as in. Well, I did take like a few days off from just because I have like a mini gap till the Arnold, so I did take a little miniature break. But yeah, I'm back at it tomorrow.
What can we expect from you at the Arnold? Because it's a pretty good class.
Oh yeah,
got a really good lineup there.
Oh yeah, it's like it's crazy how this year's Arnold is. I think they only picked, what was it, like 10 or 12 girls?
Yeah.
But they're all really good. But hey, I guess, keep the physique nice and tight. I need to work on a few poses mostly. I think that would be my weakness at this point, is a little bit of my posing. But I guess keep things rather similar to what I have been doing, because my critiques for improvement this year mostly didn't have to do with my physique at all, rather than like posing or little things like that, but nothing physique wise. So that's good.
What is the biggest thing that kills a bikini competitor on stage? The biggest mistake they make?
Biggest mistake on stage. Well, I guess if it's just the moment of being on stage, posing for sure. But if we're thinking like more like a long term, I think it's just they get discouraged if they don't do as well as they hope. But you got to have a good mindset, and you got to be very strong-minded and just realize, you know what? Take that as a learning lesson and move on to the next. Maybe that wasn't your show for whatever reason. Just keep pushing through and just keep the mindset nice and like focused, like,
So the posing is a huge deal.
Posing for sure. Mm-hmm.
Right, especially when you go to the back and then you're doing your walk and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about that? Tell me about the hair. I love the hair flips.
Oh, the hair flips.
I think that is so sexy. Like, I wish they can do that in bodybuilding, do the little hair flip.
Oh, you can make a thing, Well, I mean, the hair flips, I guess it adds some spice to the routine, right?
It does.
But you got to strategically do it so it like falls on your back a certain way.
Right.
Because, got long hair and you can't be hiding everything like this.
Right,
so,
right.
there's an art to it.
Now, you have a lot
of
different businesses. I'm assuming you have your app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your app.
So my fitness app is basically, it's called the Ashley K Fit app. And it's just like my workout routine. And you can kind of go through like a week how I would train and several different options on what workouts you want to do with what body part and all that.
What would you tell girls you have a lot of followers on Instagram and TikTok as well, correct?
I never use TikTok, but I've had a few viral hits. Yes.
What would you tell?
I need to use TikTok more though.
Well, what would you tell to someone out there who wants to build their social media? Because you're very active on social media.
Yes. So I would say make sure you build a connection with your audience, know who your audience is, and cater to that. Show your personality as much as you can, and just be creative, and don't worry about being reserved as much. I mean, just go for it. Let the people know who you are, and maybe they'll resonate with that, and they appreciate you being genuine. But I think being creative is a big thing. And I think for me, when it comes to social media, I like to show the fun sides of me, right? I feel like a lot of times people in our industry, they can be a little and we were talking about this earlier, a little too serious, a little too intense. Like we all, it's motivating to be intense, right? But you know, sometimes people don't want to know how miserable your week was and eating fish and asparagus for every meal. Like,
is that what you eat?
No, I don't even eat fish. Seafood, no. Oof. No, but a lot of people do.
Yes.
And they'll show that and just be like, yeah, they'll show just like the negative and intense sides of it. But I'm out here being like, yo, I compete a lot, live my best life, I train all the time, but I still have a life. I'm still happy. I'm not miserable. I could do this all the time.
How do you get all your positivity? I mean, you really have a very positive mindset about things.
I realize I'm in such a blessed position. Like, you know what I mean? I grew up in Ohio. Never thought I would ever leave Ohio. I never thought I would get to travel. And I am out here like living the dream for real. Like it's insane to me to think how freaking lucky I am to be in this position. I'm so freaking blessed. And I never forget it. Never, ever will I forget it. Like, I get to travel wherever I want to compete. I get to do seminars. I get to help people. I get to like kind of just be on my own schedule, and I get to make my decisions. And I get a lot of free stuff too from my awesome sponsors.
I know.
You know? I literally like get paid to live my dream. It's crazy.
Do you have I can't say favorite sponsor, but who are your main sponsors?
Oh, my main sponsor is High Tech Pharma, and they are.
Oh, they're great.
Yes.
They are great.
Yes. They are so, you know what I love about them? They are so freaking supportive of me competing. They are very like bodybuilding industry oriented, right? So it's not like necessarily a very like mainstream fitness brand, but it's very industry oriented. So they get the competition stuff. They love to see me compete. They love it.
Oh yeah.
So and they take care of everything when it comes to travel expenses, hair, makeup, tan, show stuff, accommodations, like you name it. If it has anything to do with the competition, they're down.
Taken care of.
They love to see me compete. So they are my main ones. And then obviously Trifecta. I wouldn't necessarily call it a sponsorship, but my coach Adam makes sure he comes with me to the shows too, and he's
that's great.
Very supportive too.
I love you guys' videos together. By the way, he failed that cup challenge at the end, but he did pretty good for the 9 cups. When you got to the 9, he just messed up. But those jumps.
Yeah, I didn't think you had those kind of hops. What the heck?
You're like nothing like
I hurdled it.
Yes. Oh, that's because you're the champ, of course.
Yeah, but I have a lot of great sponsors that help me and make this all possible. So
who's your clothing sponsor? I know you have a clothing
Buff Bunny.
Buff,
yeah,
I like that
Buff
name,
Bunny
Buff
collection.
Bunny. All right. What else you got going on as far as, do we have a book? Do you have like a documentary?
I don't have like a documentary to like provide, but I did do a documentary for Japan. It's in like in different language, so I don't think people would understand it.
I think it'd be interesting to see your life, like everything you're going through, because again, you're competing so much, you're so busy, you have all this energy, and I'm just sitting over here like, how does she do it? What's the secret?
Yeah.
Or you have like I think you should come out with an energy drink.
Oh.
You know how much money you'd make off of that? Because, hey, just drink this. You'll be like me, you know.
Right.
But tell me something that nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Well, I'm sure some people know it. Well, one of the things I said already was I don't do seafood.
Why don't you get allergic to it?
No,
just
it's gross. I'm a
it?
picky eater.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard about the eggs. You don't like eggs?
Eggs unless they're flavored. Like muscle egg, that's the only kind of eggs I can use is the flavored kind that are flavored like dessert. That is good to me, but regular savory eggs, no.
So it just grosses you out?
Yeah.
So if I'm eating eggs in front of you, are you going to get grossed out?
Well, no. I wouldn't get grossed out. I just wouldn't eat it myself. But if you were eating seafood, it's a little more pungent, and I might be like...
Oh, the smell. Right?
Yeah, but eggs are fine.
You know, some athletes smell like fish because they eat it so much.
Yes! That is a real thing. Oh my gosh, that is a real thing. Like, I've been, like, behind... like, I've been backstage... and somebody would walk by and it smells like fish. And I'm like, is that, what the heck? And then I was like, maybe it's my imagination. And then I'd stand by them and it's like a cloud.
Oh, God.
It's a cloud of seafood smell. I'm like, ooh.
We like to say in Spanish,
like just
bacalao.
Bacalao?
Bacalao, yeah.
What does that translate
it's
to?
It's like a just fishy smell. Like
fishy,
bacalao. Like, girls, close your legs, bacalao.
Ew.
Yeah, a double ill. You don't want to have kids.
No.
Okay, I get that. And what is your biggest pet peeves?
Biggest pet peeves? Well, I hate when this is not related to fitness. But you know how, like, you'll text, sometimes you'll text someone and they text back like 10 in a row text because they didn't press enter, they press send. They'll be like, hi, how are you? Send. I hope all is good. Send. Smiley face emoji. Send. Want to meet up today? Send. Like, instead of just like pressing enter, they press send. I'm like, you're making my phone blow up.
Right.
Like, chill. Just use a paragraph. Like, paragraphs are a great thing. Use a paragraph. Stop doing the whole send, making my phone go off 10 times when I'm like freaking trying to do cardio and listening to music. Like, chill.
What about people who text K? Are you all right with that?
I'm okay with that depending. If you know the person, that's how they text, that's fine. But that doesn't really get to me. I think the over texting is what gets to me.
The over texting.
Yeah.
Is what gets to you. Now, there's something I read about you or saw. You do not waste food.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was very interesting.
Wow, you're really good at researching.
Not really,
I don't waste food.
No.
So even like, let's say I go out, right? And I'm going out to eat with my friends. They're eating something. I know I can't have it, or maybe I'm full, and they don't finish their stuff, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to take the rest home. I will take home their French fries. Okay. I will freeze them in the freezer for when I can have them. But yeah, nothing goes to waste in my house.
And when you go shopping, you also are very savvy when you shop.
Oh, I love bargains. I go right to the clearance rack.
Yeah,
immediately.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Because clearance food or clearance items in general, like, they taste so much better than the regular.
Really?
Because you got a good deal. It's like bargain hunting is like treasure hunting. It's like, ooh.
So give me some hacks with the produce. So some of the stuff you think it's not good because you freeze a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Too, right?
So produce, they will have. Well, the stores I go to, they have like a little like buy today only because it's about to go bad kind of section. And I will buy that produce and I will cook it up and then I'll freeze it so that I'll buy it all. I want to save all those veggies so they don't go to waste. And I'm getting a good deal. So like I buy it and then I freeze it. And it's good.
Tell me, do you use sweeteners? Do you use condiments? I mean, how is you do?
Oh, yes. I use a lot of artificial sweeteners. Like, a lot.
What does that mean, a lot? Like different varieties or?
Oh, Crystal Light, Diet Coke. Like, I'm not like one of those people that are afraid, like, of, aspartame, chemicals.
Right.
The way I look at it is, like, literally everything is a chemical. We are chemicals right now. You know that? We are breathing chemicals. This is H2O. That is on the periodic table, man.
Right.
We're chemicals. Okay? So I would rather do aspartame than real sugar until further notice. I know there's a big conspiracy around it. Like, the conspiracy theorists out there saying that, like, it causes cancer and stuff, or the food industry put it out there to kill people. That's bull crap. No, I don't think so. Not in my beliefs anyway. We're not rats, right? They try to test on rats with artificial sweeteners and stuff. We're not rats. But also, the studies they do with the rats, the amount of aspartame they give them is like, in comparison with their body weight, we would have to be like gallons and gallons and gallons of straight aspartame to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't correlate. So I'm not convinced. I will take my Diet Cokes and sweeteners and condiments and sugar-free bubble gum, which one of my habits is sometimes I will chew like a pack of sugar-free gum a day.
I have done that.
Yeah.
I did all at once, actually.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. I look like a chipmunk.
Was it for one of your videos?
No, because I was really hungry and I didn't have anything but gum, so I was trying to,
it does curb the craving. So
I'm going to ask you this question. Let's take away all your competitions, all your titles. Let's say you never competed. Mm-hmm. Where will you be at right now? What
Ohio.
would you be doing?
I would be in Ohio for sure.
And doing what? What do you think you would be doing?
Well, I think I would still do fitness related things more, maybe a trainer or a nutritionist or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How often do you train a week?
So I will train weights probably 5 days a week, and then depending on how close I am to a show, like 4 days or 5 days of cardio a week. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do for fun outside of the bikini and all that competing?
I'm a simple girl, really am simple. I like grocery shopping. It's fun.
Grocery shopping?
Grocery
now,
shopping.
You didn't say regular shopping. You said
grocery shopping's way more fun.
Is it?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because you know what? There's so many cool foods we have out,
We do.
Yeah. Even comparison to other countries, we got it going on.
We do have it going on.
And
depending on where you're shopping at. Though.
Yeah, but I will say there is this one grocery store by where I live in Vegas. It's called the International Marketplace, and it is this huge warehouse of a grocery store that has foods from all over the world, and they'll have different sections of this is the Japan snacks aisle.
Oh, wow.
It's so fun. But yeah, I like that. I also like watching documentaries too.
Okay.
That's fun for me.
What kind of documentaries?
It varies. I like to watch the documentaries to see how other people live in different countries because it's so different how their way of life is. That's very interesting to me. But I'll have little phases. Then I'll be like, oh, I'm going through a true crime phase, and then I'll watch those.
True crime.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I watch that. And right now at this current moment, I'm in that true crime phase, but I'm watching a lot of interrogation tactic documentaries, how they can see how people react when they're interrogated and stuff.
I think you and Adam should do a video of that. Interrogate Adam.
Oh, I should.
You're the bad cop kind of deal. And you come
or you should do me about did you cheat last weekend on your...
Yeah, did you cheat?
See, there's a skit idea.
There's a skit idea.
We got to have a lie detector.
Do you cheat on your... You don't cheat. You're very clean.
I am.
Right?
So I'm not a cheat meal kind of person. I actually hate that feeling of being really full. I hate it. And then you wake up the next day and you're still full and you're just like, ugh. I don't like that, but I am a snacker. So I'm not perfect on my diet by any means. I'm a snacker. I will pass by the peanut butter on the way out and be like, oh, let me just like that. Or oh, there's some cereal right there.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on trifecta.
Let me just grab a little handful. I'm a snacker, a grazer for sure. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing. I would rather do little snacks than cheat meals. So I'm definitely not perfect with my diet. I do snack.
All right, so go and fast forward to the Arnold and the Olympia. The Arnold.
Yes.
Who is your competition there?
Everyone. Can't count anybody out.
Well, some people, they're good, but they're not as good. You know?
But I will say, little shout out, my favorite competitor, and I'll be competing against her, Isa. She's my favorite. She is my favorite. And it's so funny because even before she was Miss Olympia and before she was super successful on the pro bikini scene, I'm like, ooh, this girl, she's going to be something. Just you watch. I was telling my coach, I'm like, this girl right here, check her out. And what do you know? She got Miss Olympia 2 years ago. But yeah, I think she would be, I guess, on paper too, the favorite to win, considering we have a lot of people out this year for bikini. So she would be the main one. She's my favorite. So if she wins, I won't be mad. She's my favorite.
Wait a minute, but aren't you? You're going in for the win.
Of course I am.
Okay.
But I mean, if I want myself to win for sure, and I'm definitely going to try.
I mean, look, Adam's going to pay for your house if you don't win. I mean,
right.
If you win, he's going to pay for it.
Well, that's Olympia,
I would be bound to. Well, should be the Arnold as well.
Well, but she, I mean, on paper too, she would be the favorite. But like I said, I'm very realistic. But I'm going to try. I'm definitely.
Isa is very hungry for the Olympia title. Yeah. I will tell you that.
Oh gosh,
very hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Olympia, who is your biggest competition there?
Oh, probably her too, but everyone too. Because here, referring back to 2013 when no one knew who I was and no one expected me to win, you could have another one of those. And it happens. There's new girls popping up all the time that you don't expect, and they just pop up out of nowhere and be like, oh, that's a new one. So, yeah.
Well, let's aim for the main victory, another title, making you a 4-time.
That would be kind of cool, huh?
It would be cool, and a house being paid for.
Yeah.
My
and bragging
goodness.
rights.
What a great and bragging rights. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
So, let me just, I want to finish off with you. Anything you want to say to your sponsors? Any motivation you want to give out there? Mm-hmm. And shout outs also, please give us all your social media.
Oh, okay. So you can follow me on Instagram at Ashley K Fit, on YouTube, Ashley Kaltwasser with a K. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone who's listening and made it this far. You guys are awesome. And thank you for having me. And Wings of Strength. I was so flattered when you asked me to come. I'm like, oh, you want this little bikini girl to come on over? Okay.
Well,
hopefully I didn't disappoint,
No, you're a ray of sunshine.
Oh,
I love your personality.
Thank you.
And, keep on doing what you're doing.
Oh, I am. I'm just getting started. Don't you worry. Oh,
whoa. So what's next then? What does that mean?
We're doing the Arnold. So that will be show number 11 this year. Olympia. Show number 12. I'm doing the Wings of Strength Romania.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's 13, and then also the Spain show. But there's also shows in between those that I'm going to do too.
Wow.
So, people think I'm just exaggerated when I say I'm just getting started. You have no idea. I'm not tired. I'm not exhausted. I'm not worn out. I'm more motivated than ever. Let's go. This is a warm up. Let's go.
I think if you have all the energy and you have that fire burning,
oh yeah,
go run with it.
Heck yeah. Because you know what? I'm living it up right now. You never know what's ever going to happen. So I just will make the most of the time.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much. Miss 3-time Olympia. It was a pleasure having you here. Till next time, Fit Rockstar is out.